talking. You watch your mouth. Don't make me deal with you.
Don't make me
deal with you. All right, now let me get to my point here. Well, I'll do it when I want to.
It does get a little more bellicose when you're not in the studio, I know. There's a little extra edge.
He might eat me, man. Come on now. Here's the deal. Here's the deal, all right? Second, point number 2. To get to the point and answer the question. Tom Brady is a non-story to me at this particular moment in time, Max, in terms of him wanting to play, because he said it before, A, and B, it has no impact or effect whatsoever on Super Bowl 53. To me, Patrick Chung's comments are more pertinent. First of all, it's very un-Belichick-like for guys to bloviate like that. Secondly, who are you talking about? This Rams team is no joke. Jared Goff can throw a football. Todd Gurley is one of the premier running backs in football. Aaron Donald is Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, and we all know that when we watch Brady and the New England Patriots, remember the one time in history that the Patriots came across as a bit braggadocious, per se, was when they were going against the Giants. They were 16-0 in the regular season. They were undefeated, obviously went through the playoffs. And what happened? Tom Brady looked in the camera and was like, oh, we only going to score 21 points, 17 or whatever.
17 points.
17. He started laughing and said, okay. And Michael Strahan and those boys like, really? That's how you rolling on us? Excuse me, we going to get at you, and we only going to send 4 to do it. We'll have 7 others in the secondary. We going to rush 4. If there is a team capable of rushing 4 and getting to you, particularly with the acquisition of Fowler, particularly with Ndamukong Suh showing up against the Cowboys like he did in the postseason, and then to a lesser degree, but still impressive enough against New Orleans, with Aaron Donald being the stud that he is, I look at the defensive front 4 for the Los Angeles Rams, and I say to myself, if they have the capability of getting to Tom Brady by just rushing 4, who's behind do you think you're going to be able to kick Patrick Chung? So I find Patrick Chung's comments to be far more riveting than Tom Brady announcing he wants to play until 45.
Yeah, D. Wood, you played for Bill Belichick, obviously. Why do you think he thought of Patrick Chung saying that?
I mean, listen, is it ideal? No, it's not ideal, but I don't think that I don't get all twisted up about it. Listen, if you need those type of comments to get you going for the biggest game of your life, the Super Bowl, then what the hell are you playing for? Listen, I found the Tom Brady comments more riveting because here's why. You're talking about the most accomplished quarterback in NFL history. To me, the best quarterback in NFL history. And what really makes this guy tick? Why does this guy want to keep playing until he's 45? The reason that a lot of guys end up retiring, A, injuries, and B, because guys get tired of the grind every day. And for Tom Brady, a guy who's accomplished, who's going to his 9th Super Bowl in his 18th year, everything he's been able to do, and for him to come out and say, you know what, I want to play till I'm 45. He's 41 right now. Think of all the practices, everything he has to do to get to that point right there. To me, that is astonishing to hear Tom Brady say something like that.
I give credit where credit's due with Brady. He's the greatest of all time, and I thought that before this coda in his career, and maybe it's longer than I thought it would be. But 3 or 4 years ago, I thought he'd already proven he was the greatest quarterback who ever lived, because it was always Peyton had the numbers, Brady had the accomplishment. Then Brady started putting up Peyton numbers. But now what he's doing, Damien, you're exactly right, I think. The longevity can't just be taken for granted. The idea that you grind that way, something like what LeBron James is now doing, or something like what Hank Aaron once did, to do it for so long is also something not everyone can do. I do think that the way the game has played, the way it's being played, the way it's changed, the protection that the quarterback has absolutely aided him in that. But if you're Brady, it's more like being a basketball player now. Make them rip the uniform off you. Why wouldn't you keep going?
Well, that sounds beautiful, and I'm not really disagreeing from the standpoint of its significance. I'm just talking about today, and what I mean by that is this. Tom Brady, we've had our conversations about how much he had left in the cliff and all of that stuff that I refuse to get into. But here's the thing. Super Bowl 53 is this Sunday. What the hell is Tom Brady, who, by the way, we have all talked about how Tom Brady plans on playing throughout this year. It has been very few conversations about this being his last year. We've talked about very few. I didn't say never, but very few. The bottom line is that the anticipation was Tom Brady would play beyond this season. So him basically saying, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere, I'm coming back. I mean, why don't you just say the sky is blue and I got on a gray suit and get over it?
Stephen A., what about what you said before? What about what you said
about
before
Super Bowl
about
53.
What about what you said before about the last time he talked like this? It seems like when he feels disrespected. So maybe he feels I or maybe others disrespected him by saying he's too old. But the last time he felt, it seems to me, disrespected like this was 07. They were undefeated.
Okay.
And then Plexico or someone comes out and says they're only going to score 17 points. And he had a certain feeling about that. They lost that game. When they get like this, you point out they lost that game.
Wait a minute, Max Kellerman. It would be very poignant if that were your point. That wasn't your point. Your point was he announced he's coming back. You didn't bring up all that. He's motivated. People doubted him. I'm saying the story is Super Bowl 53 this Sunday, and the bottom line is Tom Brady saying he's playing beyond this year. It's a non-story to me.
What does it mean?
This is what I want to know. So this dude from Hollis, Queens, you getting all twisted up because
I'm not twisted.
Patrick Chung is talking about, oh, we're going to go out there and kick their butts. Is that what? I thought you was harder than that. Like you trying to make a big deal out of Patrick Chung because he said, we're going to go out there and kick their butt.
No, listen to. Excuse me, rookie. The question was, what's the more poignant comment or point? Tom Brady and what he said, or Patrick Chung and what he said? I'm not getting twisted. A matter of fact, not only do I look smooth, I feel smooth. Okay? All I'm trying to say is that Patrick Chung was talking about Super Bowl 53. Tom Brady talking about next year beyond. What's more pertinent this week, Super Bowl week?
I know one thing. You better get your hand up my camera. I know that. Right. Stay out of my camera. Stay out of my camera.
Ooh,
don't try.
What Stephen A.
really
is trying
acting
to
brand
say
new.
is, in case you wonder what all this means, he's funky fresh from Hollis, Queens, is what he's trying to say.
And on that note, we will take a very
short
short
Eminem.
time
All right,
out.
Eminem. We appreciate it, Eminem.